I'm saying street niggas, we ain't really comfortable with all of that thing. So we just trying to say.
Do what you do, baby.
I want to graduate. I seen to come up through the mud. You feel me?
Real
Yeah, I'm saying, like I said, I used to be top. I'm one of the ones. When that nigga said he had a phone, his whole joke, man, I'm looking at the screen like preach, cause I was on the phone with him. You feel me? So you know what I'm saying?
Y'all already knew, you heard me? It's a little bit before 504, but you already knew it. What they say, early, not late. You understand me? It's P.NUT the General. 2 Little Podcast. We keep your body clean, huh? Yeah. Y'all already knew me in this bitch, you heard me? Got my guests in this bitch, you heard me? Got my questions in this bitch, you heard me? So y'all already know. Without no further ado, tap my... Yo?
Yeah, what's good, my G? How you?
What's poppin', man? What's happening? So, you want to jump straight in the interview, you heard me, or you want to shout your people out for
Of course, I'm on the way to CT. I'm definitely gonna shout out you for bringing me through. You know what I'm saying? You know, you definitely a hard G for that. Like, you know what I'm saying? As far as like, you know, all my like, you know, you put me on through the path of the way I gotta say, like, you know, J.I., you know what I'm saying? 56, Rich, you know what I'm saying? Dallas TMO, you know what I mean? Just a lot of people like that, Broadway Dallas. Shouts to them, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, definitely. I got a lot of love. I could keep going for days, but I'm gonna just let you get into it, you know what I'm saying?
It's all gravy. It's all gravy. You hear me? So, give us a little background about you. You know what I'm saying? Your childhood, your upbringing. You see what I'm saying? Where you from and how it was coming up. How you came up. Where you from? You hear me?
Well, I'm from the way in CT, like, you know what I'm saying? It's a little rough out here. I can't even hold you. We got our own little way of shit, like, you know what I'm saying? As a kid, like, I was type cool as shit. Like, I was more like the people's person. Like, I ain't get into too much shit. Like, I always been low key, like, so anytime something pop off, I was always like loopy. Like, I always knew it was the first shit that was popping off. So eventually I just started kind of meshing in with the shit a little bit, dipping the toe in, dipping the toe out. When shit get hot, I leave it alone for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Shit like that. So when I found out, like, all right, well, shit, this shit potentially is getting like a little following on some shit like that. And it's like, as far as like, I'm talking about just me being me first. And then I was just like, well, damn, well, motherfuckers really fuck with me. And I'm talking about young. So I would notice little like certain people would gravitate to me in certain ways. So then I kind of got to use that avenue. It started out like little shit, like selling my little candy that I had or some shit like that. It started with that. Then it started me rapping about like the snacks that I would bring. And then I just was like, oh, all right, well, fuck it. Then this shit kind of straight. Like, and they really liked it. That shit, I just kept kind of rolling with it since like, I want to say probably about like 9, 10. You know what I'm saying? I really started taking it really serious like around 12, 13 though. And that shit just started picking up. Like, I think my freshman year of high school type shit. Real talk.
Yeah. And so, was music always part of the plan? You heard me? Like, was it always a dream of yours? You heard me? Or did you kind of make it into that dream?
To be real with you, music was secondary at one point. I was definitely in the ball like sports. I think that's what kind of got my popularity growing because I was in the sports since like a young nigga too. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was probably about like since seven I was in the ball maybe. But before that on street ball. So you know what I'm saying? So I think that propelled me into like different circles, different people, you know, whether they was rivals, friends, ops, you know what I'm saying, associates. It just started coming together like that. And then, you know, when you on buses and shit with your homeboys and shit, everybody's, you know what I'm saying, do a little something.
Yeah.
After that, I was like, oh shit, I'm kind of more doper. A funny story is I did do some weird shit back in the day when we was young. Like, I kind of bit off of Eminem, but you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie, I ain't know nothing about biting back then, but I definitely bit Eminem as a little ass kid. Like, got clown for it, never again though. But
Man,
nah, just shit.
you
Once I
gotta
seen all
start
the jokes, like,
somewhere. You hear me? You gotta start
right,
somewhere. You hear me? But say,
real,
so All right, I know Eminem, you dig, but what other artists did you listen to before you started putting the pen to the paper yourself? You heard me? And was those artists your only influences to the game, or you had like musical family members? You know what I'm saying? Your bottoms was rapping. You know what I'm saying? Get into that for us. You heard me?
Um, my uncle, my uncle Rebel, when he came home type shit, like he would like put me on to like a lot of shit. He would do like hard shit, like robberies, wild shit, crazy shit, all that shit. Come on, give me some of that hot shit. You know what I'm saying? But he would have like when he came home from jail, he would have these like on like notebooks to rap, like mad at them shit. So I'll be like, yo, damn, but he'll sit down and break them down, read to a nigga like, nah, this what I've been doing when I've been up in the shit. And he was like, yo, you know what I'm saying? He was like, you can rap my shit. So I was like, nah, I ain't rapping your shit, bro. But you know what I'm trying to say? But I see the vivid details in them shits. Like, and I ain't gonna front, it was wild dope. So I started taking them more like in the like writing for real, for real. But like
Yeah.
when it comes like the musical industry, like early influences, it definitely was more like Biggie. Like that was like a heavy influence on me. Like when I was younger, DMX was a heavy influence on me when I was younger.
Rest
You
in
know what I'm
peace.
saying? And of course, all the way from that stage to like now, like Wayne been a staple in my life. Like I ain't gonna hold you, nigga, keep me going. I ain't gonna front from like to this day, like from right now. That's my dog. I ain't gonna front. Even
Yeah,
that
thank
young
you.
talking about
I
hot
don't
boy
blame you.
shit.
I don't blame you. You hear me? So
Yeah, yeah,
who you listening
yeah.
to now? You know what I'm saying? You still listening to them same artists, you only listen to you listen to the game, you know what I'm saying? Who you listening to now, you hear me?
Um, believe it or not, I listen to like I try to listen to everybody and stay relevant. I listen to a lot of like Fab now. I listen to a lot of the drill shit they got going on. Jada. I listen to what's my man Herbal. I listen to fucking Fabio Foreign. I listen to a lot of them that keep it like relevant. Even the women, like the women is going crazy now. Like Lotto is crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like it's some women out here that go fucking bananas. Like you know what I'm saying? So I'm even spinning and listening to the women and shit because they kind of got like some real shit like with them.
Fact. Now, where you at? You know what I'm saying? The market is crazy. You hear me? But like inside that market, you hear me? How's the vibe? You know what I'm saying? Like it's like a all for one thing or like a crab in the bucket thing. Is it like a competitive thing? You know what I'm saying? Like how's the music market out there? Where you at? You know what I'm saying? How you holding it down? How you holding it down? Where you holding it down at?
I respect it. Like New Wave, it's supportive but competitive at the same time. We like we ain't gonna support you if we know your shit ain't all the way there. Like if we dead serious about this shit. See, like where you from in New Orleans, that shit probably y'all. It's like any one of y'all could blow. Like you know what I'm trying to say at any day, cause y'all been looked at for like years. But like New Haven, we get people that come here and shit, but we ain't really. Besides like maybe Steezo from New Haven, and I say Tremont Waters. Couple heads like Blake, young Blake that done did they thing and then stepped out and branched out, but like we don't really got that big impact. So everybody like when they see a record come from us, it gotta be like super strong for the whole town to really ride with you. Like to be like, yo, no, this the one. Yo, press that, send it to this, send it to that. You know what I'm saying? But it's not no. I wouldn't look at it as shade either because they like, yo, shit. If they don't believe in a record that much, they ain't gonna support it. That's the truth. New Haven a hard, tough, like a hard crowd to kind of please. But I never
Hey,
really
New
worried about the
Orleans
numbers
is
like
too.
that.
New Orleans
Mhm.
is too. You heard me? So let me ask you something. You heard me, John? Do you think that
That's it.
help you or do you think that hurt you? Like, you know what I'm saying? Do you think that help you in the all right? I got to come with it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It set a bar for you before you can't come with
100%.
that bullshit.
Right.
Or
Yeah.
or you know what I'm saying? Like you said, you know what I'm saying? It's no heavy music presence out there. So ain't nobody really, checking for you, and they ain't gonna fuck with you if it ain't yeah. So does that
Right.
hinder you or does that hurt you? You heard me?
I think it's a gift and a curse because I mean once you look at it, it do make you go harder. That shit is the truth. It make you go that much harder because it's like, all right, so they weren't fucking with this one. I thought this one was dope. Now you gotta come back, go crazier, and you'll start to see some of the difference, especially with the consistency in the audience. But like I believe that's kind of anywhere. Just you gotta stay consistent. But like as far as that flip side of it, it is true. Like it's a lot of people in my town that's like town heavy famous, and I don't got no problem with them being town heavy famous. That's the dopest shit you could do. But what I mean, like, as far as like how we gonna take that next step is our own individual underground artists in the city. It's kind of hard to go over the top of, like, let's just say a Ty Henny, because when they drop a record, the city stop. You know what I'm saying? Which I love though, but they don't make no room for the do is not too much. You know what I'm saying? But you got Stick
Yeah.
Connected and Loopy. And that's the thing, though. They touch the city. Like Wiley Dunn, Ty Henny, they touch the city. Like, you know what I'm saying? They really do. They really, really do. Me, I ain't gonna lie. Right now, in this stage, I'm kind of more trying to handle everything when it comes down to the records and stuff like that. The polishing it. I'm really trying to do the family thing. I'm gonna be real with you. I done turned a little bit of half leaf, and I got one foot in, one foot out type way. And the way they playing, they 10 toes in. They just ain't no way for them to go one half, one toe in.
But
You know what I'm
you
saying?
gotta get your foot in, dog. Like you said, you know what I'm saying? You 1 foot in, you 1 foot out, you hear me? You know how you rocking it, how you gonna come with it, man. Don't rush the process, you hear me? Trust the process, you hear me? You already knew. So check it out, you hear me? How do you plan to stand out in that type of month? No, hold up. Let's take it back. You understand me? New Haven, Connecticut, right?
Yeah.
Man, you gotta let us know how y'all rocking out there, you know what I'm saying? In New Orleans and the surrounding areas, you know what I'm saying? Let us know. Is it violent? Is it quiet? You know what I'm saying? Is it a little country, you heard me? Y'all living like that, you know what I'm saying? Is it how it is out there? How was your childhood? You heard me, your upbringing, you know what I'm saying? Let us know in the dirty south, you heard me, how it is coming up in New Haven, Connecticut, you understand me?
Oh, word. See, I was one of those kids that always came from, like, let's just say the north. I was up there in New Haven for like a beginning of my childhood. Then I went down south for like 2 years when I was like 6. So everywhere I went, it just seemed like I was the new nigga or some shit like that. So you know what I'm saying? So I come back up here, they would call me the wild down south kid, shit. And then it never really seemed like I had my home. But once after that first year that I moved back to New Haven, I did. So like I said, it was a lot of shit that going on in the city. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of shit that we get counted out on. It's a bunch of shit that, you know what I'm trying to say, we really don't get numbers for, because we're really a small city. And the crazy thing about New Haven is, because it's a small city and we do get it popping, like, it's like you'll see some shit, you'll do some shit, and then you'll run into the nigga tomorrow. Not like, oh, don't worry
Yeah,
about that shit, we
it's
good.
like
Like,
a
no, you
bowl,
gonna,
like a
yeah,
bowl.
you know what I'm saying? So it's
Yes,
more
sir.
city type rules. Like, you're and news travel fast too. So a lot of shit go left. You know what I'm trying to say? Now, mind you, I
Look,
can't really
I'm
speak on.
left-handed. You heard me, so I already do. It always
Mm,
goes left down. Here, you know what I'm saying? So coming up like that, you know what I'm saying? How do you plan to stand out in that type of market in this music shit? You know what I'm saying? Like, the people, the artists now, the beats, the melodies, it all sound the same. You see what I'm
mm.
saying? What do you bring to the table? You understand me? That we already not previously being served. You heard me, John?
I think I was like, I was aiming for, like, there was a time in my career where I was starting to do more of the conscious rap for a second, because I started a lane like that, but then I started thinking, like, I mean, like, why not work your way into the mainstream the way it is for them? So I mean, like, I ain't gonna mess up the path of success of what I saw. Like, I seen a lot of niggas go bar heavy, and then either you go bar heavy in some of your joints, or some joints you gotta learn how to tend to the ladies and get to that market. Cause the only thing I'm trying to do is figure out how to make a hit in multiple avenues. A hit for the fellas, a hit for the club, a hit for the shorties. You know what I'm saying? A hit for, like, you know what I'm saying? You got to figure out how to do those. And that's what I've been stuck at, like, really exploring more on my pen, like, because that's the only way I could do it. Plus with living out some of these experiences, because, when you get to a certain age, it's almost like you've seen enough stuff, so you think like, nah, you gotta keep exploring, you gotta keep going through this shit, so that way you can have more shit to put to the pen, like. And that's all I've been thinking really on, like, just trying to transform that, like, you know what I'm saying, the newer times.
Off top. So you mentioned you started out on the conscious shit, but you kind of you went left, so to speak, like you said earlier. You heard me.
Right.
If you could, you heard me. Could you define your style? You know what I'm saying? Would you define your style as still like a conscious rapper, a hip hop artist, a gangster rapper? You know what I'm saying? A rapper from New Haven. You understand me?
Right.
How would you define your style? You heard me, John?
Uh, I feel like a Swiss Army knife in a kind of way, like wherever the mood kind of take me type artist, like, but more so conscious though, more so conscious at my core. But I could adapt to any type of song or a mood or it's just like anybody in life. You might have a cool quiet nigga, but the quiet nigga could, you know what I'm saying, go to the
Yeah,
crib, pull the
yeah.
thing out, you know what I'm saying,
All
or you
top.
know what I'm saying.
All
It's saying
top.
different things for the loud nigga. The loud nigga know how to keep it quiet when it's time to do something crazy and he
You
can't be
already know.
noticed. You know what I'm saying? So it be like that, like type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how I am as far as I approach a song. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So let me ask you this, Jeremy Jones. Is it difficult being an upcoming artist? You understand? I'm talking about all aspects, like you say, the realness. You know what I'm saying? The violence.
Right.
You heard me? The shit in the industry that we know about that they try and keep from us. You understand me? The shit that go on in everyday life. Is it rough and difficult for upcoming artists, in your opinion? You heard me, John?
I believe it's very difficult only because there's so many of us. The draft pool is crazy. Like no matter what city you in, the draft pool is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And there's not enough events and stuff like that to keep everybody circulating at the same time. So a lot of time they fight for venues and these spots, and then people get mad over some of this shit. But don't get me wrong, I ain't the one fighting over for the venues. Trust me, I ain't fighting for them just yet, but I will be in the soon future. But I do know what that is, and it is really hard as an upcoming artist. Like I'm pretty sure no artist has too much problem creating a song, or probably now we all got problems finding beats though. We all do. It's just not, we gotta find what the fuck we like type shit. But then at the end of the day, when we get down to it, you're gonna make your own project and do what you do. And as far as like as handling it in a different way. Yeah, of course, niggas gotta do something different. And I ain't gonna front. It's hard to do it without the right promotion, and it's hard to do it by yourself. Trust me, I'm a one man army, bro, and this shit fucking sucks, nigga. You gotta be your own promoter, your own motherfucking. You know what I'm saying? That shit hard as shit,
Already
bro.
know.
I ain't gonna lie, and I'm still a rookie at it. So you know what I mean?
Thanks. It's all good. You heard me? So in the past couple of months, you remember just asking your opinion on something. You heard me? We
Right,
seen a couple of artists. If you do pay attention to that type of thing, you know what I'm saying, we seen a couple of artists go back and forth at each other. You know what I'm saying? Do you think that type of thing is still good for hip hop, or you think that, you know what I'm saying, if they ain't gonna do nothing about it, they should chill out because it's bound to go left. You know what I'm saying? And they kind of like teaching the wrong thing to the fans. And the fans
right.
be so quick to jump in shit like they done shot marbles with these niggas, and then niggas from Kennedy, they knew these niggas since kindergarten and all that. Like I be scrolling down
Yeah.
Facebook, dog, and I be trying to stay to myself, right? But
Right,
like say I'm gonna bring up something, a perfect example. The YB and the Dirt thing, right?
right,
And
right.
when that was
That
going
yeah,
on.
that
You see what I'm saying? And
that
I
shit
used
was
to be
hard.
scrolling down Facebook and just, because I'm into the media, so I got to stay in tune with that type of shit, you know what I'm saying? So I'm in the comments and shit, and I'm like, damn, like they going in for this one and this one. And I'm like,
Right.
do anybody know any of these motherfucking niggas personally, like to be talking like this? Like, do you know if this man standing on this and that and woo de woo, or do you know if this man could do this? Would he do where he at? In
Right.
this man territory and all this and what it will like is a whole but like do you even get into that, or do you like do you see it that is that dangerous for hip hop now? Like it ain't like it used to be, like niggas could battle and like they be doing on URL. It be, is that good for real hip hop, dude? Like, do you think it's good, or do you think it's bound to go left?
You know what? The battle culture always been there since I think most niggas can probably remember. So it's kind of hard to just get away from that. The problem was it used to be non-confrontational to that much a degree. It used to be like I'm better than you today, and then this nigga gonna say, "Nah, I'm better than you today." You know what I'm saying? And that's what it was supposed to be in the old school battle rap. Now the battle rap is my niggas will come here and clean you up, and this nigga like my niggas will come here and clean you up. So it's like it's a whole different level, and it's like it's wild crazy, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Now, me personally, when I look at like
a crazy beef like that one you just named, like I ain't gonna front. Dirk and YB is crazy, and both them niggas crazy. Like it's like, damn, and these niggas
Yeah.
and niggas know prior shit they did when they wasn't beefing with a nigga. So it'd be like, dag, like, and it's 2024. Niggas be looking at rap sheets, they be doing wild shit to niggas. So you already know it get crazy. So like at the end of the day, I see why people circulate it and be like, yo, if this, you know what I'm saying? I get it. But it's just like me personally, I don't want to see them two juggernauts go at it like that. The music they make be dope. And then don't get me wrong, the music that they make when they beefing and shit like that Kendrick and Drake shit, the music did turn up. I ain't gonna lie, the music did definitely turn up. And for other instances, but then there's other instances like Finesse Two Times and YB, and it's like, damn, yo, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, sometimes I understand why some of this beef start. Like, why the fuck did Finesse do that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, shit, man. Oh, my nigga, all these women out here, bro. Damn, man. But I don't know, man. And Finesse my fucking dog, nigga. He looked like a bully though at times, though, nigga. Like, god
and,
damn.
and that's what I was saying. Like a lot of people, you be something where you at, but you ain't that where they at. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
And me, like I don't get it confused. Like I am what I am here, but when I go
right,
other places, I still show respect. You know what I'm saying? I still present myself and go about myself as a man. But at the same time, I know I ain't the realest nigga in the room or the realest nigga in the field or woo the woo. You know what I'm saying?
right,
So
right.
your love for the music, you heard me? Do you have the same love for the music that you had when you started? You heard me? Did it diminish? Did it grow? Like, did you find out that some shit ain't what it really seemed before you started rapping? You heard me? Speak on your love for the music. You heard me?
Man, my love for the game probably didn't change. My love for the music didn't change. My love for the game probably changed over time. Because I realized how dirty the game is, how people pay for streams, what you got to do to get there, what you might have to do to get accepted, the shit you got to do to stay on top. That's the first scary level with this shit. Then it's like the extra shit of the game that we don't even really look at, like how much of the budgeting we gonna have to do, what the contract really look like beneath all of this. Do you got somebody to back you? That shit be wild, scary, low key when you look at the reality of the game and the business aspect. It's like it is like 90% business when you really look at it. And we was just kids growing up spitting like, nah, they gonna handle this shit for me. I'm that nice. But when you
Yeah.
start to look at it, you know what I'm saying? That's it. It's gonna be you're gonna have to get familiar with all this stuff. And I ain't gonna front to the point where I wanna go to production school. I've been wanted to do it. I ain't gonna lie. Cause it's niggas that been do it, like that rap, make their own beats. Dead serious go in there and buy their own software, get their booth right, do everything they can do, and to book their own shit. You know what I'm saying? With my headphones? Oh,
Thanks.
bag.
What's your opinion on the state of hip hop right now? You know what I'm saying? Because it's something that you jumping into. It's something that you putting your time, your money, you know what I'm saying, blood, sweat, and tears to. You know what I'm saying? I say if anybody go through shit for something, they all the way in it. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't went through shit for the hip hop, but what did you think about what you trying to get into? You heard me? Like you said, your love for the music ain't changed, but the game changed. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So,
right.
what's your opinion on you on the state of hip hop right now? You hear me?
Man, it's up and down. I ain't gonna lie, cause the way like most of the game is today is like it's definitely to the point where like, all right, you got certain situations that when you cross that crossroad, it could tarnish your image, it could boost you up. You know what I'm
Fact,
saying?
fact.
Or it could set you back. And then you might think that should have come up, but the audience like 70% of your audience may feel like hell no, nigga, and then it's the other 30% like, yeah, I think that nigga dead right. So it's like I wouldn't know what step actually to take until I actually cross that line. But I do know the game has been up and down because there's high points of the game where you look at the game like, oh shit, look at how they had the icons come back and they treat their veterans good and shit like that to a certain degree, except for the ones that get caught up in scandals and shit. I don't know, but you know what I'm trying to say. They still treat their vets somewhat good in some ways. Like you still see niggas showing LL love. He'll go on a whole press release or something. You know what I'm saying? You got respect when you see shit like that. Like you know
Hey,
what
he
I'm saying?
about to come out with an album, huh?
Yeah, I hope he do. I mean, it sounds real poetic, but fuck it, I'll take it. It's up. You know
It's all
what
good.
I'm
You heard
saying?
me?
Because it
I
was,
asked you about the game. You know what I'm saying? Where you see yourself in the game? You know what I'm saying? In 5 minutes. I say 5 minutes. 5 years. You heard me? Musically. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You have like a 10 step plan. You heard me? You just playing how it go. You living life for all life terms. You heard me? Where you see yourself musically in 5 years? You heard me, John?
Well, like I thought my first plan was really to try to get like how I could get my platforms going because I was trying to elevate them to see like basically because I came up with a way like to make my visuals without me being in the video. So I was just thinking to myself because I never had the money. This it came from the struggle. So it's like, yo, I ain't had the money to go get the camera to go do this, to do that. I got the iPhone, but I just didn't trust the way that looked. I wanted something different. I wanted to do it how the real people do it. And if you got a fan or a following, if you fuck up trying to do your vision one way, people gonna see that and then they might be turned off for a long while. You know what I'm
I
saying?
went through that.
So
I went through that.
yeah, so that's why I kind of like I kind of took my time and said, all right, when I do get the bread, I'll invest in like a camera for real. I'm putting in my homework now to look at what like film and shit look like. I got a homie like my nigga RE, dope nigga. I ain't gonna front Breeze like I fuck with the nigga, but he definitely big into cinematography, real talk. Like and the nigga like he broke down a lot of shit for me when it come down to like how you really want to do it, how professional it could look. Ill shit. Like I ain't even gonna hold you, but it's steps that
Real
I want to
nigga.
take for that. And like once I got my videos though, I figured like, all right, well, cool. Then I could take that step to really taking that major move because there is labels that hit me up for Zoom meetings, but it'd be like 500 artists in the Zoom meeting, and you really gotta pay to get ahead of the line, or you gotta really have people that spam you in there and be like, no, 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 dude that came last week, no, no, play his shit. You know what I'm saying? So it be real hard to get ahead of that line, but it do be like situations where you can land yourself in them good rooms. And there's a like some other places that I do know that I you could if you get into it at the right time, they send out these wild offers. There's tour offers and shit like that. I think like what I really want to do is take that step to try to go for one of these tours, see how well it get, and if the response is good enough in my audience, and I think like and I still believe in it, then I'm gonna keep going. And if it grow and grow and grow, then that's where I'm gonna take that step to say, all right, cool. But I think if I get to that level, I'm gonna try to stay independent as long as possible. Okay. That my nigga, I don't know. You know what I'm
That
saying?
was that was that was that was that was one of my questions for later. You know what I'm saying? Is you sign
Right.
for independent, and if you if you is independent, do you plan on staying independent? You hear me?
Um, I would plan on staying independent as long as possible, but the reality of it is when you're struggling and you don't know how to hit when you get hit with some of these roadblocks that let's say a record label probably could handle for you or someone else of that nature,
Fact, fact,
you might not have a choice, bro. You might have a choice but
fact.
to
I
say,
feel
let
you.
me sign that
This
pen.
shit get real.
Yeah, or if we see the views or the responses that we supposed to get, but maybe not the money, and the label got the money right now, you might have to sign that pen. You know what I'm saying? You might have to do it. As much as it's crazy to say, I ain't gonna lie. We don't really know what's behind that pen. This could be all propaganda. We don't know, but it's a lot of people. It's some whistleblowers that say it. So I don't know. I'ma just, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it like that. But I will hope.
That shit real, nigga.
Yeah, feel me? So, you think about yo, I'm telling you, bro. When I get in them rooms, I be listening to some of these A&Rs. I listen to some of the people in the chat, and I do know that shit ain't. It can't be everybody ain't lying. You know what I'm saying? So I take it all with a grain of salt. But I'm still not afraid to sign to a major label. I just don't like the fact that, like you was talking about with the beef thing, and I ain't know how crazy it get where people will say like, "Oh, we got people for the insurance money," like, and labels is putting insurance on their artists. Like, this is what's going on. Like, I don't even want to like be the person to blow the top on that, but that blew my mind. I ain't never think that deep into the game. Oh, that's why Biggie and Tupac probably went at it, or that's why. Man, I'm like, nah, that's some other stuff to
That's
think about.
crazy. That's
You know what I'm
crazy.
saying? But
So
that's
let
the
me ask
only
you a
thing that would scare me from a label because like Prince and Michael Jackson walking around and they really big ass assets and they like yo hey you know what I'm trying to say, it depends on how your people treat you like, and that's what them the only things that scare me from a label. But
I just
When you, if it ever come from in a point of time that you work more dead than you are work alive, you know what I'm saying? To that
right
label, you heard me? You
for
know which
real,
way it's gonna go. You see what I'm saying?
real
So,
shit.
have you ever thought about just saying fuck this shit, putting the pen down? I'm about to do something else. You know what I'm saying?
I thought about it a couple times, like when I try to, like I told you, sometimes I take that 1 foot out, I just to see
Yeah.
how life would be after that. Cause I mean, I had that first realization about basketball, and that shit was kind of tough too. I ain't gonna hold you. So I was almost thinking like, damn, is this part two of this shit? But then I started thinking to myself like, everybody go through that midlife crisis too. So like maybe this is just where I'm finding myself or something too. And I look at it
Right.
all as a state of confusion. That's all.
Yeah.
Work through it. You know what I mean?
Hell
Work
yeah,
through it.
hell yeah. So, man, what you do this shit for? You know what I'm saying? For some people, you heard me, they do it as kind of a therapy. You know what I'm saying? For some people, they do it for the fun, they do it for the fans, they do it for the kids. Ultimately, you know what I'm saying? When you doing this rap shit, you heard me. What motivates you to do what you do when you do it?
I think like it was this year. Or I think it was to myself like either pick it up all the way or try to put it down because I would write so many songs, but I never like put them out there or you know what I'm saying. I take my sweet ass time putting them out. Now the beat that I jumped on from like let's just say 6 months ago, they don't start listening to the joint as much. I couldn't have capitalized on that the way I wanted to. But like basically what I was trying to tell myself was this year, bro, see how they gravitate to you when you put it out there on a more consistent basis. I try to drop like 2 a week, and I think that was from like I don't know January to maybe like somewhere around March or some shit like that, and then I stopped like somewhere June-ish or something like that. I stopped for a little while, like a month and a half, and then I just came back. I want to say like maybe August, and I'm kind of slacking a little bit right now, but I'm about to turn up too. I got to start putting more shit in the mix. I only want to see where I land, and if people really gravitate to it, and if it's like you said, like it might get to the point if they don't gravitate to it, like the flip side of what you said in 5 years, if they don't gravitate to that shit, then and it goes the opposite way, I might have to think about setting it down. Because sometimes what we really, I ultimately do it for myself first of all, and then afterwards it go for everything else. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, that therapy is important. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that you want to listen to yourself sometimes you don't want to hear another nigga. You want to hear you. But you know
Facts,
what I'm
facts,
saying?
facts, facts,
Real shit.
facts, facts.
Yo, G shit though. I ain't even gonna lie, my nigga. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like when it come down to that, like I do know that it might be a time to put the gloves up. You know, you might have to do it. You might have to do it sometime. But
Facts.
I still got that ray of hope. I think like this would be the year of my measuring stick. And if I invest into it, because I always said, man, fuck it, this shit gonna come. Now this time I'm just gonna try to invest into it. This time I'm gonna really see what it do. And if it don't work, then, hey, I can't say I ain't tried. You know what I'm saying?
That's what
That's the
sound.
way I'm viewing it.
That's what sound. You heard me. So since you first started the music, you heard me till now. You know what I'm saying? What's the biggest lesson that you've learned so far with dealing with the music?
Ooh, oh, I learned some hard lessons. I'm gonna just start with one that's obvious. I'm gonna start with one that's obvious. I did this last. I try to stay relevant with the young boys and shit. So I try to hit up this little drill record. The shit was called The End. But man, the producer dope. I ain't gonna front. He did this Pop Smoke type beat. It was fire as shit. Man, I put it out. I ain't think TikTok don't even really fuck with me like that because I ain't up there dancing or nothing. So the motherfuckers don't really watch it too
I
much.
know
So,
TikTok neither, dog.
you
I
know
don't
what I'm
fuck
saying?
with that shit. I don't fuck with that shit neither, dog.
I ain't gonna front. Look, I need it for that joint though. I need it for whatever exposure, any little bit of audience. I take the little 50 views, as long as I ain't up there humiliating myself like on some just
I
shoulder
fuck with
shoulder
that.
like.
Facts,
You
facts. That's
know
real.
what I'm saying?
That's real.
So So low key, when I put that record out though,
Yeah.
I ripped it off of YouTube. I ain't gonna lie, I ripped the shit, thinking I was just dope. Man, ripped the shit, thinking like, all right, cool, man, fuck it. This shit so hot, and I already had most of the lyrics. I tried to hit the dude, but it's like it kept redirecting and saying error. Man, I was like, all right, well, it's cool. I'm gonna just try to do it, man. I can't help it. I need this. Do it out there. TikTok went crazy for it. I was like, oh, they like the shit. I like damn. My other sites, it was kind of an average song to the rest of my like platforms and shit. So I ain't really think nothing of it too much. 2 months later, dude hitting me up. He like, yo, I saw your shit on YouTube. He like, yo, fan, that's my shit. I said, oh, what record you talking about? You know, I do a lot of shit, man. He like, he's like, nah, the end, my nigga. I was like, you talking about that one? He was like, yeah. I was like, nah, but I fuck with that one. He was like, me too. I said,
Hey,
yeah.
hey, hey.
I said, yo, you know, he was like, yo, I ain't even wilding on you like that, bro. He was like, if you just do me a favor and take this shit down. I was like, yo, my man's, it did say it was free. He was like, free for non-profit. I was like, nigga, you need to put, I said, my man's, you need to put that somewhere in parentheses and something. You need to do
But at the same time, you know you doing it when the nigga contact you. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
That's big. Like that's big. That's
right,
big.
right. I had to
You could have
respect
like
him.
worked out some shit or something. You know what I'm saying? Like damn, nigga, you coming at me like woody woo. Clearly it's on. You heard me? Like you come get on the team, man. Do a
Real shit.
promo or something. You know what I'm saying? But two-part question. You heard me, Jones? You know what I'm saying? What exactly is it that the music, you heard me, what exactly does it do for you personally, you heard me, and what exactly do you want it to do for your listeners when they peep you out, you heard me?
Man, I like the second part of the question because I always know that first part of the question. I know that first part. That's that. Man, listen, I do it because I ain't gonna front. Be days I'll be all fucked up. It's days where I gotta look at some of my glory days and I go, fuck, like I was a doper nigga back then. You know what I'm trying to say? But it's that reminiscent feeling for me. You know what I'm saying? How I could always make myself feel like, yo, hey man, I'm still that nigga, like in a way, like you know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean. That's for me in that first part of the question. I still got that when it comes to that. But when it comes to the what I wanted to do for my listeners, man, I wanted to get them out of dark spots. I want them to let them know like it's a nigga that think just like you. I want them to really be like, yo, man, I don't gotta listen to them industry niggas and still get some real shit too. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? I be
Thanks.
wanting shit like that to flow like that for my listeners. And I also want them to think like, damn, it's some niggas in other areas that could still do shit and their life just as real too. So you know what I mean? That's what I aim for at most part. But you know what I mean? I don't never know what they really think is. You know what
Right,
I
right,
they,
right.
they the comments is good, but you know, fire don't really explain how like what was it? You know what I'm trying to say? Like it don't be explaining what I made them feel like, so it'd be like hard to really, you know what I mean?
Fact, fact.
Real
So
shit.
through everything, you heard me, through everything, the good, the bad, you know what I'm saying? What from what you know right now, from what you went through, from what you went through the past, going through it, from what you know now and what you learn from it, right? What's the
Yeah.
biggest advice that you would give you that you right now would give your younger self just starting out?
And that would be just anybody in any avenue you saying, or just like a rapper coming up.
You what like
Oh,
going
younger
through
me.
yeah, going through what you went through, you like, you know what I'm saying? Everything with the music, you heard me, the good, the bad, the ugly, you know what I'm saying? Knowing what you
Huh.
know now, what's the best advice that you would give your younger self just starting out, you heard me?
Oh, shit. I would have took that deal that I probably had when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? I'd have told myself, take that shit, little nigga. Fuck it, run away from home. Fuck it. I would have told myself that, but not in a better sense to kind of put myself in more perspective. I probably would tell myself like the first urge that I felt like in that inspiration that I felt, especially when I was young, and that first keep going. And in that first moment where you felt discouraged and you almost felt like, man, I might not do this shit today. No, go that day. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, that's the shit I really want to tell my younger self. Like, man,
Right,
listen, if you only just push through some of this shit was really attainable. Nigga, I'm looking at certain niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's just take basketball for example. I'm looking at certain niggas that may be in the league now. I'm like, damn, some of these kids like 6, 7 years younger than me, but look at how their body still formed out to be in that way for that league. If you only stay focused, that shit could have happened. You know what I'm saying?
right, right.
Real shit.
Thanks, man. So, you know what I'm saying? Leave them, we about to get up out of here, you know what I'm saying? Leave them with all your social medias, you heard me? where we can find all your music at, you know what I'm saying, what you got coming up, you know what I'm saying, any singles that you about to drop, any performances, you know what I'm saying. Is music the only thing that you fuck with, like entertainment wise, you know, like, you know what I'm saying, it's the only thing you trying to get your feet wet in, you don't fuck with like no acting or, you know what I'm saying, none of the content, I know there's a lot of content creators and all that, you know what I'm
But
saying, is music the only thing you fuck with entertainment wise?
I was I ain't gonna front, like a couple of my homies, they was doing a lot of talk about really like dead serious wanting to do things about like the content creating and shit, because that shit is kind of dope. I ain't gonna front. When I start looking at it, I look at it a lot and I'm like, damn, a lot of niggas really be getting right off this shit and it be dope. Or like a lot of niggas make their content and be fire, bro. And there's still room for everybody to get theirs too. It's just like almost in the music lane, but predominantly I'm in the music lane first. Next, I'll probably go into like, let's just say production wise, because I just, that's probably gonna be my next lane, period. And then I'll probably focus on something else when it comes to like content creating or anything like that. Like I did want to venture out into acting because I thought like, all right, it's attainable. It's in some of these areas around here, but like I don't know if I got that ability to be on some like cry on the drop of a dime type shit or something like that. I don't know if I could do it. But it do sound like it's lucrative though, because you don't gotta be in a movie. You could be in a commercial or you know what I'm saying, or some little off brand shit. Like you don't gotta be nothing crazy. Like you know what I'm saying.
Thanks, man. So before we get out of here, I got one more question for you. You know what I'm saying? For all the young and up and coming local artists, where you at? You know what I'm saying? If you could get them the best piece of advice that you learned from going through what you went through, you heard me? What would that be? You heard me? And you, like I say, leaving with your everywhere they can find your music. You know what I'm saying? Everything you got. You know what I'm saying? Coming up and all that stuff. You heard me?
Any younger coming up, just stay true to what, like, you know what I'm saying, what fits for you, like in a way, like, so that mean like if you feel like, oh snap, like this is somebody that I'm inspired by, all right, do your homework on the person. That's all I'm gonna say. Do that homework on that person. Make sure that everything you see on them check marks go through and everything like that. And all right, cool. This seems like somebody I could really be following too. Then I take that in and then keep using that person as inspiration and motivation. Cause I ain't gonna front, when those wars for hip hop was seeming like I had to transition to another artist to be inspired by or look at more than just one record. It was tough. I had to lean on Wayne to be real. That was my dog. So low key, to any artist, cling to what inspires you, whether that be another artist that you, I hope you ain't idolizing them too much, you know what I'm saying, but at the end of the day still find you in that inspiration that you got and combine that if you can, you know what I'm saying, and make it into a better type of transition, you know what I mean. Not only that, keep practicing on your skills, bro. Because like I said, when you get older, you either use it or lose it. And I ain't saying I'm losing it. I know it's still here, trust me. But I'm using it. That's why, in a way. So as far as all my social media handles, I mean, I kind of got them as just Frank Jones, you know, on Facebook, Instagram. You know what I'm saying, Jones the G23, Spotify, the name is Jones the G up there, so I don't have like the link to like kind of like do that or whatever the case is. I could probably put it on a post for you or something like that. But yeah, pretty much those is most of my social handles. I'm also on Distro Kids. I'm on YouTube. Um, it's definitely Jones the G up there too as well. Just pretty much anything you probably type in, I'm probably up there. I'm on Facebook Music. I'm on Twitter music. No, not Twitter music. My bad. It's not Twitter. It's Instagram music. I'm on TikTok music as well. If you search any of it up to put it on your videos, any of that, I need all the support I can get. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? And I thank New Orleans for having me because y'all definitely dope. I really appreciate y'all. Some of y'all artists been a lot of, you know what I mean, influential on what I really do as far as what I do with my music. Um, I really hope to know more about y'all. I hope this ain't the last time I'm up here either, cause I enjoy myself for real shit. And hey yo, my nigga Nut, respect. I ain't gonna hold you, 100.
Y'all already know what it is, man. I enjoyed you too, my nigga. This ain't gonna be the last time you up here, you know what I'm saying? Y'all go catch my dude wherever he at, you heard me, whatever he doing, you heard me. Jones the G, you heard me. From Hartford, Connecticut, you heard me. And from New Orleans, you know what I'm saying? We salute out there, you know what I'm saying? And we appreciate the love, you know what I'm saying, that we get out there, you know what I'm saying. That's a long way from here. And for somebody to say that our culture influenced them, we in Hartford, Connecticut, that's love, you know what I'm saying. But, and y'all make sure I got the Swahili lesson with Faith. I do not know how to pronounce her last name, so I'm gonna put some respect on her first name. You hear me? I got the Swahili lesson coming up at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time, 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time with Faith, you know what I'm saying. I'm learning Swahili. We learning Swahili, y'all. But until then, you hear me? It's P.NUT the General, to know the podcast. You keep your body clean, man. Yeah, fuck with me, man.
From us damn street niggas, we ain't really comfortable with all of that attention. What you trying to say?
Do what you do, baby.
Yeah, I want congrats. I seen it come up through the mud. You feel me?
Really?
Yeah. I'm saying, like I said, I used to be top. I'm one of the ones. When that nigga said he had a phone, his whole joke, and I'm looking at the screen like preach, cause I was on the phone with him.